guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my first two loves, chapter 14. There are 100 chapters in total, but I guess just missed it. This one's chapter 14. I spent so much of my childhood with Vasan. It's hard to remember what my life was like before I met him. He had been a steady presence during so many happy important moments, like the time when we excavated my family's attic. And there's so much stuff here. There's got to be treasure hidden somewhere. Nah, I don't know if my family had any treasure. And I live in a huge mansion and I had a pony. But what if there's something valuable and I just didn't realize it? I didn't know this at the time just how right he was. We moved through the trunks and boxes, admiring old clothes and trinkets. Then I found something that caught my attention. Old Polaroid camera. I wonder if it was mom's. Take my photo. Wait, no. Let's take a photo together. Mason put his arm around me and I set the camera on a stool so it was focusing us. Say cheese. Make a silly face. Give my best smile. Kiss Mason's cheek. Okay, let's see. Expecting you too. Just what are you two up to? Mom had climbed up into the attic without me noticing. I brandished the camera. Look what we found. Oh, I used to carry that thing around everywhere. I'm glad you kids are putting it to good use. I didn't know you liked photography, Mrs. Price. I was just a cheerleader back in that day. I scrapbooked, painted, I even did tarot readings. You'll never believe this, but the cards actually predicted my marriage to your dad. Really, you can actually see what's going to happen in the future. Can you read our fortunes? What will happen to Adi and me? I could look for your old cards in here, but you have to be prepared for whatever they say. Adi, aren't you curious what will happen to us when we grow up? Well, let's read our fortunes. Let's see what our fortunes say. After rummaging through some old boxes, Mom found her cards and spread them out on a chest. Mason and I watched. The cards aren't that specific. They reveal much broader patterns that will emerge during your life. Oh, then what's the point? Well, life won't be any fun if you knew exactly what was going to happen, would it? But since you're so eager, I'll read your first. I'll read your first. She shuffled the cards and drew three in a way that felt bottom random and careful. They both random and careful. They laid face down on the table. How do you pick the cards, Mrs. Price? I don't choose the cards. The cards choose me. Whichever ones are calling out the loudest to answer my questions are the ones I select. She flipped the three cards over, and Mason and I craned to see. The tower, the six of swords, and the star. Is that good? A fortune isn't good or bad, it just is. The tower represents upheaval, sudden change, and hardship, while the Six of Swords represent moving through suffering and recovery. You'll go through difficulties that you'll have to overcome. At least now I'll be prepared. That's a good way of looking at it. We don't get to choose what life throws at us. All we can choose is to how to react. But don't be discouraged. The star is one of the most hopeful cards in the deck. It represents faith, tranquility, and harmony. I think everything is going to turn out just fine for you in the end. It had better. Now, Mason, are you ready for your fortunes? Yes. Mom reshuffled the cards once again. She laid out three cards face down, then turned them over. Hum. The Seven of Swords, Death, and the Ace of Pentacles. I am going to die. Don't worry, Mason. That card doesn't literally represent dying. The Seven of Swords has to do with uncertainty, secrecy, and escaping responsibilities. Meanwhile, death is a card associated with rebirth and change, often change for the better. The Ace of Pentacles confused. What does that all mean? I think it means you are going to learn to be more open and honest, confront something you are avoiding, change your mind about something important. I bet you're gonna make a choice that you regret, but then you'll fix your mistake. I wish I knew what it was. I don't want to make a mistake. That's okay. Okay, what it was, everyone make mistakes and all. That was a very good reading, Addy. Maybe someday you'll be using these cards to read the future. Mrs. Price, can you ask them one more question? What will happen to Addy and me? Will we be friends forever? As my mom pulled out the last card, two of them slipped from the deck. To my surprise, she left there them where they fell on the table. Aren't you going to put the extra card back in the deck? If the card wanted to be seen, then we have to consider it. She flipped over the cards and raised her eyebrows. Fascinating. The two that fell out together are the lovers and the ten of cups. Mason's face flushed. The lover, does that mean are we getting married? It doesn't have to be romantic, but who can say? The Ten of Cups represent growing alongside someone and sustained happiness. The lovers, meanwhile, represent a spark of passion, something new and sudden. What about the other two cards? The Seven of Wands represent conflict and competition, and the last one is judgment, which is about to making decisions. When I turned it over, it was reversed, which means an inability to decide. Huh. So Mason and I are going to have some kind of conflict and don't know what to do. I think you'll have a difficult choice. Of course, the deck will have answers, even if it isn't always clear. How this about this conflict? What are we fighting about? How do we resolve it? What happens when it's over? Okay, what are we fighting about? Doesn't make any circumstances. How do we resolve it? Sorry. Mom drew one more card and laid it down. The moon. It signifies fears, illusion, and chasing after fantasies. It is often about a test of oneself, a self discovery that separates truth from lies. I think it means that you will need to be honest with yourselves before you can be honest with each other. Wow, that sounds like a lot of trouble. Mask turned to me, a serious and earnest expression on his face. He took my hand in his. Addy, whatever those cards say, I know we are going to work through it. You are the most important person in my life. There's nothing that can change that. When Mason took a peek at your future. Mason. Looking into his eyes, I knew he was telling the truth. My worries melted away. I knew we had be okay. We can never know for sure what will happen. Life is what you make it. However, I do know that dinner is in 5 minutes and my homemade ravioli is on the menu. Race to you to the table. Mom laughed as we rushed past her towards the stairs. In those days, Mas and I were attached to the at the hip. I mean, huh? But we weren't kids anymore. Now, Mason and I sat on his bed in his bedroom, gazing at old Polaroids I had taken that day. Oh, Mason, I'm so happy you still have these. I don't know when they fell behind my desk, but I'm glad I found them. I was thinking of framing them, but why don't you take them? They are your pictures after all. Are you sure? It around the photos. My heart pounded in my chest. Something about the way he looked at me left felt more than friendly, but maybe I just wanted it to be. I didn't know you wanted me to be a photographer, Mason. Well, from your work that I've seen, it's obvious you have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I guess I do. Photography is a window to happy memories. My way of expressing love now. When I look at these pictures, I think of being a kid, going on adventures with you, spending time with my mom. No matter what life throws my way, nothing can take those memories away from me. You should take more photos so that I can have some in my room too. Why don't you just keep one? There are plenty here. Good idea. I need proof I knew you before you became famous. He looked through the Polaroids and picked out one we had taken together. My heart beat a little faster. I was happy that was the one he wanted. but my elation deflated as he struck into his on his bulletin board right beside a photo of him and Noah. One day, Addie, you're gonna be the real deal. I can feel it. I forced a smile, but inside, I was hurting all over again. So, I don't know what to do here. My dad and Mackenzie left not long after dinner, but I hung out with Mason a little longer. When I was finally ready to leave, he drove me home. Mason had given me rides so many times over the years. He joked that he kept the passenger seat defaulted to my preferences, but I couldn't shake the heartache I felt. His car may have looked the same, but everything with Mason was different now. You okay? You're kinda quiet. I was just thinking, things are so different. You have got a new house, a new girlfriend, and I know Mason tense up ever so slightly. He let out a sigh. Yeah, I know. I feel it too. I wish I had handled things differently. Remember the night I called to tell you my family was moving? I remembered, and I cringed at that thought. I had started bawling, berated Mason for not telling me sooner. We didn't speak for days. I'm sorry, I took out my frustration on you. I had been arguing with Dad that day, and I was in a bad mood, so I guess it hit me harder than it should have. It's okay. I just had more to talk about that night, and we never got to it. That was around the time Ava started flirting with me. I wanted your opinion at that night, but you were so upset already. Wait, were you going to ask me if you should get together? Well, yeah. I wanted to know if you wanted. I mean, if you had be okay with it, since we are all friends. But I never got to ask. And then you were gone for the summer, and I was just kind of happened. I was stunned. Had Mason almost asked me out instead, and I ruined it by blowing up at him. Mason, what did you think I would have said? I feel like I missed. In some ways, I hoped you would have disapproved. I hope you would. He trailed off, but he didn't need to finish his sentence. I think I knew what he was going to say. In the darkness of the I just want you to know that if there's one thing that will never change and never will, it's the way I feel about you. You are the one of the most important people in my life. I care about you so much, and maybe someday. He stopped short as he pulled into my driveway, where Noah stood waiting on the porch. Oh shit. The boys sized each other up through the windshield. Oh god. And neither one of them looked happy to see the other. I guess more had changed between me and Mason than I had admitted, because now he had competition. Okay, I see. I think the chapter is over, and it is over. I know there were some disturbances in chapter 14, but I hope so there will be no disturbances chapter 15. Okay, so bye till then. Thank you for watching it with me.